The hierarchy of villainy in the Key Issues universe is about to change, boys and girls.
Just kidding. Today we are going to look at the comic book history of the secret villain in Black Adam, Sabbac. By secret, I mean he's not really shown in any of the press for the film. I'm sure he will be now, but come on, you didn't think that Warner Brothers was going to sit down with action film megastar Dwayne Johnson and not let him somehow become the good guy in the film, right? But look, Dwayne Johnson is directly responsible for us getting a Man of Steel 2, so in my eyes, the man can do no wrong. Let him be whatever type of hero he wants to be in the DC universe. That's my stance. So today we are going to take a look at this goofy demon boy, Sabbac. Now, there are multiple versions of Sabbac in DC Comics, but for the purposes of this video, I'm only going to focus on Ishmael Gregor for a number of reasons. 1. I am lazy and don't want to cover irrelevant things. 2. The character in the movie is based off Ishmael Gregor, so that's who this version is. And 3. Actually, for this to make sense, I do have to cover the other Sabbac, so I guess scratch 1 and 2. The original Sabbac in DC Comics was a man named Timothy Karnes who obtained demonic powers similar to Captain Marvel's by saying a magic word similar to Shazam. Instead, the word Sabbac is an acronym for the 6 beings who empower Sabbac, the demons Satan, Iam, Belial, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and Kratos. If I mispronounced any of those, feel free to sound off in the comments because I know you can't help yourself. Timothy's major appearances as Sabbac, though, were well before the modern age of comics. He appeared in 2 issues of the Golden Age Captain Marvel Jr. comic, issue 4 and 6, and then wasn't seen again for 40 years when he appeared in 2 issues of World's Finest and Adventure comics during the early 1980s. Karnes was reintroduced in The Outsiders Volume 3, Issue 8, but his origins and how he obtained his powers in the DC continuity wasn't told until the 2005-2006 Superman Shazam First Thunder series. Here we learn that Karnes was reintroduced to the main DC Comics continuity as the foster brother of Freddy Freeman, who was bounced around from foster home to foster home. Tim is captured by a cult, transformed into Sabbac, and ultimately defeated by Captain Marvel in Superman and then arrested. His vocal cords were silenced so he couldn't summon his demonic powers, and now we're going to get to Ishmael because that's all you really need to know about him. Ishmael Gregor made his comic book debut in The Outsiders Volume 3, Number 8, and was created by writer Judd Winnick and artist Tom Rainey. Ishmael was a Russian crime boss and head of the Gregor crime family. Gregor was raised by his grandmother, who was believed to be a witch, and spent the majority of his life attempting to practice rituals of the occult, while also managing his side hustle of being a psychopath mob enforcer and murderer. Hey, look, you have to have a side hustle in this economy. Gregor rose to become the head of the Russian mob in New York City, and now here we are. Gregor, like most comic book villains, wanted additional power in the form of Sabbac, currently held by Timothy Karnes, the former Sabbac. In order to obtain that power, he tricked Timothy Karnes into taking part in a ritual that would transfer his magical abilities to Gregor. To do this, there were multiple parts: an act of contrition, the sacrifice of the innocent by immolating an entire bus full of innocent people, and making Karnes take part in an orgy. Awesome. Once the ritual was complete, Gregor stabbed both Karnes and himself through the chest, transferring the powers to Gregor, who became a far more badass-looking version of Sabbac. Ishmael went on to fight the Outsiders in his first appearance, doing a fair bit of damage to the team. His goal was to open a portal to a demonic realm and summon an army to take over the world. Pretty standard demon shit. However, the tides turned when Captain Marvel Jr., aka Freddy Freeman, arrived on the scene to whip some ass. Freddy is considerably stronger than the rest of the Outsiders, so he and Grace face off against Sabbac while the rest of the Outsiders face down the summoned hordes of demons. The Outsiders were able to close the portal and Sabbac flees. He shows up again in issues 29 when we see him relegated to his old life of crime, albeit as a demon now. Deathstroke arrives and offers him a partnership with the secret society of supervillains, which Sabbac initially refuses but then eventually joins. Through various schemes, the powers of the 7 deadly sins are released and Sabbac gains access to their power, becoming a walking brick shithouse demonic man mountain. Despite containing the power of like a bajillion deities at this point and absolutely walking through the Outsiders and Teen Titans, he is eventually trapped in Katana's mystical blade Soul Taker through the combined efforts of Katana, Freddy Freeman, and Donna Troy. Sabbac was eventually unleashed from Soul Taker, and he appeared in a few panels of 52, issue 25, where the Black Marvel family just completely kick his ass and then carry him away to an unknown location never to be seen again. And that is basically the entire comic book history of Ishmael Gregor, which isn't a lot, but, it's something. I hope you learned a lot watching this video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe and do all that other crap that YouTubers ask you to do. This has been Nick with Key Issues. Thank you for watching, and remember the motto, Sabbac over everything.